1850 715 815.
Hello, good afternoon, and you're very welcome to Liveline. Well, today truly is a miraculous day on this island, especially the northern part of the island, because the vaccine is being rolled out from 8 a.m. this morning in the Royal Victoria Hospital in Belfast. That a name that is so resonant across the island, mainly during the Troubles, because it was the main hospital. It's at the bottom of the Falls Road there in the Shankill. It's the main hospital that took casualties from the Troubles. Horrific days that are long gone. But we've had a difficult year. But today, I think a lot of people who've had experience of that difficult year are saying it's a great day. Thomas Gray. Thomas, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Joe. Thanks for taking my call.
And thanks for making it go. How do you describe today?
Brilliant. It's a shine of light. I was just out walking this morning when I was speaking to your researcher, and I was visiting my mom's grave, and the sun came out and it was shining, and I said, hopefully this is the end of it. I know we can't get too excited yet, and we can't go back to normal. But brilliant. And you're visiting your mother's grave, and the last time we spoke was, I think your mother had just passed away. I think it was a day later. She died in March. Yeah, that's right. She died on the 15th of March, Joe, in the nursing home from COVID. Your interview was brilliant, and it brought so much help and compassion to the amount of people that come up to me afterwards. Yeah. And she was just sadly missed, Joe. I visit her every day. Do you? Yes. I only live directly across from the graveyard, so I take my 5K walk there. Okay. And I go and visit her and say hi. And today I visited her and brought her some flowers and told her the good news. Yeah. And it was a lovely sunrise and a lovely day as we approach midwinter's day. We're actually seeing less sunlight in the morning, but in truth, the world is seeing more sunlight because of the rollout of this vaccine. Your mother, Patricia, was 88, Thomas. That's correct, and she was in. Just tell me, how did you? Because I think I spoke to you between her death and the funeral. How did the funeral go? Well, basically, she died on the 15th. We never got to see her because the nursing home closed down and they didn't let anybody visit. So when she did pass away, we got a phone call. Mm-hmm. We never got to see her. She was literally taken from the nursing home to the funeral parlour, which again, we never seen her again. And brought to the grave on a Saturday morning, and she had to be buried before 12 o'clock in Glasnevin. And there's just 10 people at the grave. Yeah. And I haven't seen my sister once and my brother once since the whole thing, because we all had to part our ways and we couldn't hug. And that's the hardest part, Joe. Yeah. I had to go and seek therapy to go and deal with that bit. And I came out of a program that Ryan Turbiddy had on about Kenny and to talk to somebody. So I called that phone number to say, deal with it. Still raw, Joe. Still raw. I know. I understand, Thomas. That was the campaign Enda Kenny launched for the Irish Hospice Foundation, wasn't it? Yeah, the palliative care. Yeah, bereaved. Yeah. And it was brilliant. And Thomas, what about other aspects of your life? You mentioned your siblings. You can't see them, you can't hug them because we've been in lockdown effectively since March, since the day your mother died last March. What about your job, your family? How's the year been? Well, it's been a bad year, Joe. My brother had a heart attack a couple of weeks ago. No doubt brought on by stress. He's a taxi driver, and that was a wake-up call. My two kids in Australia, Laurie and Keith, they'd love to come home, but they can't because of it.
And the job situation, Joe, I was let go from Irish Ferries, and please God, now I'll be going back on the 21st with a bit of luck to do a bit of work.
Because
no one travelling.
The number, exactly. Then ferries, people forget
No
that
one's
as
travelling.
well. Or ferries that are...
Yeah. Yeah, I did work through most of it, and they just laid us off because we're only temporary workers. But it's been horrific, and this vaccine is shining the light. And I was listening and watching the news today about it, and it's wonderful. It's great. Northern Ireland, have rolled it out. I just hope they do it right, Joe.
I was reading the head of the MRHA in the UK yesterday. She had a piece in the London Times, and she addressed specifically people saying, "Oh, you're after getting it through very quick. You're after letting it through," and she went through They were planning for this, as I presume everyone was, but she said she's been planning for this for months. They'd set up independent teams outside the organisation of scientists, so that they would be checked and counter-checked. So the rush, or the political, or the popular, the human rush for a vaccine wouldn't overwhelm the scientific proof. And she was adamant that this vaccine, obviously she is, because she's passed it. She's adamant that this vaccine is as it says it is. The Pfizer one is 95% effective. So the sooner the better we get our supplies here. I presume you'll be at top of the queue, Thomas. I don't know whether you are age-wise in terms of...
I'm 57, Joe. I was still young enough, but yes, listen, I'll do it live on air for you, Joe, if you want me to.
We all would. The first group to get it here in the Republic will be adults aged over 65 who are residents of long-term care facilities. And the staff, residents and staff on the site. The next group will be frontline healthcare workers in direct patient contact roles, or who risk exposure to bodily fluids or aerosols. So that's frontline healthcare workers. Next, it's you're still not in yet, Thomas, but I suspect this might move quicker than we think even at this stage. The next group is those aged 70 and older, and then it's 70 to 74, it's 85 and older, 80 to 84, 75. It's in 4 tranches going down to 70. Next is all other healthcare workers who are not in direct patient contact, but they provide essential health services. Next is age 65 to 69. Those would prioritise those which with medical conditions, and then it moves down. Now, I think teachers might be disappointed or whatever that they're not. I'll try and find out where they are in the in the system. Then it's 55 to 64 based on risk of hospitalisation, and then it's those in occupations of important to the functioning of society. Third level, entertainment, goods producing industries. But I presume when the key workers in essential jobs, I suspect that's where the teachers are, primary and second level teachers. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. They're fifth in line. Though I think the line might move quicker than we hope. Hopefully it will. What are you longing for now? I know, Thomas, a grief about your mum, but what are you longing from now when the vaccine kicks in, and hopefully this will be behind us in 2021?
Well, to see my children abroad, and if they can come to me, or I go out and see them, and be able to have a normal service for my mother, because we haven't been able to do anything since that dreadful day.
And you have you got that in your head, Thomas, that you would have a ceremony on her anniversary, or?
Yes, my dad died, I told you, in 63 in September, and when we were having the so-called funeral, we said, we'll celebrate her passing then, and then obviously his restrictions were still there. We couldn't do it. Yeah. So, her next will be our birthday in March next year, and that's what we're looking at. But there's not, Joe, I just say to people, if they're listening, I know we're all hoping this vaccination, but just to keep at it.
Yeah.
Keep doing the right thing, because I think people might think that you get a jab and you're safe.
Yeah.
You know, I think about it every day, and all the people that have died, have died of this, and in nursing homes and general people, to just hang in there a little bit longer. And I hope that I'll get to see my children.
You will, Thomas. And we're so close to the summit. That's the thing. It'll be a shame. We've climbed so hard and so long and been through some awful ridges and crevices and challenges. And now we can see the top of Mount Everest. So I see in the paper this morning, this is serendipity, the Chinese and the Nepalese government have discovered that Mount Everest is now 4 meters higher than it was. But anyway, but the main thing is that we can see the tip of Mount Everest. We're within shooting different distance to it. So let's work on that. Thomas, great. Thanks indeed, Thomas. And kind regards to you and your family, and hello to your family in Australia as well. That's Thomas Gray, who lost his dear mother. And as you say, he travels up there every single day to the graveyard, which is not too far from him. But Patricia died on March the 15th last. Thanks indeed, Thomas Gray.